Studios, and we are headed into a holiday weekend, and if you think it doesn't start till tomorrow, well, you're not paying attention, I don't think. And that also means we talked last hour about the golden rule for holiday driving, which is don't do anything stupid, and you won't get to meet people like my friend Captain Criss Turnipseed, the Public Affairs Division Director for the Mississippi Highway Patrol. Cap, how you doing today?
Good, Dave. How are you? Don't do anything stupid. That's good advice.
That is the best driving advice I've ever been able to come up with. Don't be stupid. If you can pull that one off, you're in business.
I like that. I might need to use a social media campaign there. It might be a little bit too direct, though. They might not let me get away with that one.
Yeah, probably not, which is a shame because it might be effective. You never know. So I got to ask the question. Looking at it on the video feed here on SuperTalk TV, I got to ask the question, where are you?
Undisclosed location always, Dave. Well,
okay.
You can't tell people where we are now.
That's a very good point.
We're out and about in the state of Mississippi, just kind of keeping an eye on traffic today. As you said, people might be taking that extra day today, Look like some folks getting ready to travel. It's an exciting weekend coming up. We got football everywhere, man. Summer's fixing to take a hike, and we're getting ready for fall here. And I think it looks like people are getting excited about it.
Well, and, I was telling Rhino last hour on my way up from Pike County this morning, it seemed like I-55 was a little busier than normal already this morning, and it's just going to get worse from there, right?
It will. Labor Days, you got, like I said, you got two things going on this weekend. You got this last summer holiday. You got folks who are going to probably head down to the beach for one last time, maybe go out to the lake or camping or doing whatever they do just to say goodbye to summer. And then we've got football games all over the state as well, too. So that will compound traffic issues out there this weekend. But we're ready for it. We got all our guys and gals out there ready, and we're going to try to make sure everybody has a safe Labor Day weekend.
Now, is this one of those holidays where it's almost kind of all hands on deck situation for the Highway Patrol?
It is. All our holiday travel periods is pretty much what it is. We get all our extra, we get extra troopers out. We get some federal callback money. So we got some guys that normally would be off this weekend who'll be working this weekend. So it'll look like we have a lot more troopers than we actually have because there won't be as many on an off day this weekend. So yeah, it's all hands on deck, and you got to meet the challenge of all this traffic with more troopers. So that's what we're attempting to do.
Well, and that's the thing, because with it being a holiday weekend and traditionally a very busy holiday weekend for the roads, because I'm sorry, there's not a lot of driving for Valentine's. The holidays are not all created equally. Labor Day, one of the busiest ones. That means the potential for problems is a lot higher this weekend, and really starting today. Would you agree with that?
I think so. Like I said, it's usually Friday people use for a travel day. Is actually we'll start our holiday period when we really will start focusing in on the traffic tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. and that'll run through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and all day Monday till midnight. So it's kind of a 4-day weekend. If you kind of look at it from our point of view, from what we're going to be really focused on. You got some people that have to work on Friday, of course, but some are going to be taking that extra day off and try to get a full weekend. They'll use Monday probably as a travel day to come back home. Those that are off on a little, I guess you call it a short vacation, 3-day vacation there, will come back home. So we'll be focusing on them going away, wherever their destination is, and then coming back to make sure everybody gets home safely and gets to safely and gets back home safely. So that's what the goal is of our holiday travel period.
Well, and I'm going to put you on the spot here. You may not know this off the top of your head, and that's fine, but what's the numbers to beat? How did we do last year in terms of enforcement, fatalities, and things like that?
Well, as far as citations and stuff, I don't have those, but I know we had 4 fatal crashes last holiday period. It's more of an emphasis on, we're trying to emphasize those numbers and getting those numbers down. More than it's not a ticket contest or to see how many people we can write. But I mean, the goal is, everybody live through the weekend. I mean, that's the ultimate. I mean, that's what we're here for. And sometimes that's done through a citation, stopping someone or getting that impaired driver off the road. You have to make those corrections one way or the other. Sometimes that is through a ticket. But like I said, our main goal is to lower these crashes and especially lower these fatal crashes. So 4 fatal crashes is entirely too much. 1 is too much. I'd like to have a goose egg for the weekend if possible. And I mean, that's really our goal. That's what we're concentrating on, is making sure we get that goose egg on Monday. It's hard to do. It's very rare that we have those occasions. I always start out really optimistic today. We get around here Monday and we see what the numbers are. And sad to say, there's usually at least 1 or 2. So, those out there listening and right now, don't be that 1 or 2. Your friends, your family, you don't want to be that statistics that ends up in that press release this weekend about that fatal crash.
Well, and you bring up a really good point I want to focus on for just a second here. You talked about citations, tickets, as everybody calls them, checkpoints, getting impaired drivers off the road. Nobody cares what they're impaired on. That's not the point. If they're impaired, they shouldn't be driving. I don't think people realize that aspect of it. And that leads me to a personal question, if you don't mind, Captain. What are the legal ramifications for me if I find some of these people that occasionally like to post about checkpoints on Facebook and slap them really hard?
For legal ramifications for you?
Yes. Is that a simple assault charge?
It probably could be. It probably could be, but I won't tell nobody if you don't. How about that?
Yeah, because that's the thing. Those are tools that will keep your family members alive.
Well, and I will say that too. I get a lot of questions about that. People who are out posting where a checkpoint is or what have you. But I will say this too. That is an extent of visibility for us, that they know that we're out. If we're out at a checkpoint, then we could be somewhere else as well. And just them posting that could deter some of this behavior. So it's not 100% lost when someone posts where a checkpoint is. We try to achieve a lot of our goals through just being visibility. If people know we're out there, they're less likely to do some of this crazy stuff, and if they're not seeing checkpoints or they're not seeing troopers or officers, then that kind of encourages sometimes the negative behavior and the things that we don't want to happen. So when someone posts, well, there's a checkpoint down on so-and-so road or so-and-so highway, well, they know we're out. And so that's going to make whoever that is have to take that into their plans and maybe reconfigure their weekend and get that designated driver or decide to stay off the road. So it's not a total loss when someone does that, but yeah, I do get you, when people are, trying to interfere with, what we're trying to do as far as safety goes. So I don't blame you for it, but, I'm used to that. That's been going on since social media's been out. That's nothing new.
Yeah, and the thing you have to remember, even if you see something like that, if it's older than 15 or 20 minutes, they could be somewhere else now. So don't be too confident in that. Yeah. I mean, right. A lot of times like I said, sometimes you're doing our work for us by telling people that we're out there. So some of these people got pretty big audiences, and I don't totally mind that as long as your goal. You might not be your goal for people to be safe, but you are telling people that law enforcement's out there, and we're trying to do our job, which is keep people safe. Well, visibility is a huge thing because every law enforcement officer will be glad to tell you that it's amusing to them as they're driving along to watch the front ends of the vehicles dip when people realize there's a law enforcement officer in sight and they immediately hit the brakes. Sometimes even if they're not speeding, it's just an automatic reaction. I got to slow down right now. And that's the power of visibility. It makes people straighten up and do what they should have been doing all along, I think.
Yeah, visibility is deterrence, and deterrence from doing unsafe things. So, big deal is the big thing is visibility. Visibility accomplishes a lot for us. So we want all of our guys to be out here and be visible, and hopefully, just being visible will do a good job for us too as well.
Captain Criss Turnipseed with the Mississippi Highway Patrol. His location is currently listed as watching you, and that's going to be the case all weekend long. So keep that in mind. Do what you're supposed to do, and remember, don't be stupid. Captain, be safe this weekend, okay?
I will, Dave. Y'all too. Have a wonderful weekend. Hopefully it'll cool down a little bit this weekend. We can all have a great Labor Day, a safe one.
Maybe asking too much with the cool down comment, Cap, but I'm with you on that. We will continue live in the Element Wealth studios on middays right